Why is it that every time I watch a sneaker YouTube video these days, I feel like I'm watching the Home Shopping Network? I'll see a really catchy title, maybe a really enticing thumbnail, promising me some info about the latest drop, something coming up, or just some interesting news in the sneaker world these days. And out of a 12-minute video, I end up watching about 9.5 minutes of an infomercial. Some guy promising me he's going to get to the info in a minute, but in the meantime, let's look at the merch that he's got that matches the upcoming J's that are coming out. Or he tells me all about the 50 pairs of the latest retro that everybody wants that's coming up that he's got, that he's about to drop on Whatnot in an hour from now at an inflatable price that none of us can afford, even though they're not going to be anywhere near that much when they actually drop. So what I want to do is what I usually do, what I've been doing lately, exposing these phonies, these culture vultures, the guys that claim to be sneakerheads, but all they really want to do is exploit the game and get in your pockets. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to drop the dopest intro you ever seen in your life, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, the other sneaker YouTubers, the hell are boring. OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, I got sneakers, rated and pouring.
What up, YouTube? OG Trap Jordan back with another one, and you guys read the thumbnail. You know what we're talking about today. We're talking about these so-called sneakerheads, or as I'm referring to them as the culture vultures in the sneaker game these days. And let's just get right into it. Let's just get into what we came here for. We came here to talk about these culture vultures in the sneaker world these days, these big YouTubers, and let's just get right into the game and just call it what it is. It's a whole scam, and we'll just break it down. So basically what they're doing is, this is the new game. This is how it's been going. And it's not that resellers are anything new. They've been in the game for a long time, but it's pretty much the biggest sneaker YouTubers that you watch. That's what they are. They're resellers. Their channels are 12-minute long commercials. They're basically backdooring all the pairs. This is the get down right here. They're backdooring the pairs. They're holding them hostage, hoarding them, and then making 100 videos, all of them making videos about how this is the sneaker of the year. It's a must cop. The resale is going to be through the roof. You got to buy now. And then they turn around and they get you to buy them from them early for an inflated price. And then by the time they drop, you've paid way more than what the resale value is on them. Like I said in the previous video, with the exception of a couple of shoes this year, a lot of these overhyped shoes have dropped down significantly in price. And I even made another video where you seen that StockX somehow had got manipulated and some of these shoes were having some super over inflated prices. You guys can go watch that video. I don't want to get too much into that because that's a little bit off topic, but it all kind of correlates. It's all Nike's game, limiting the shoes that we've talked about. It's this whole scandal now with StockX trying to inflate the prices because they can see what's happening. We're living in a really bad economy right now and nobody knows what's about to happen. We got the threat of tariffs and all of these companies are saying that it's affecting them. And the truth is, let's get into that a little bit. The tariffs aren't affecting these companies at all right now. As of right now, the shoes that are coming out, they've been over here, they've already had them. And if you guys, it depends. Like, I try to watch both sides. I try to watch the news, and I'm not going to get too much into politics, but if you try to watch both sides and try to see that there's one side, there's another side, and then there's somewhere in the middle, if you guys are really paying attention to what's going on with these tariffs right now, they're not even really cracking. He paused, the president paused almost every tariff except for China. And to tell you the truth, if you look at Adidas, who just said it's going to affect them, a lot of their shoes aren't even made in China. I did my own research. You guys can do your research on that. So it's basically a bunch of BS. And as far as Jordan Brand, about half of their shoes are being made in Vietnam again, and they don't have to make them in China. And then they said something a while back when all this talk was happening about the tariffs that they were just gonna go ahead and start selling them overseas and making them more limited over here. And I say BS. They're not gonna just stop selling shoes in the US where most of the sneakerheads are. Now I know there's sneakerheads all over the world, but they're not gonna do that. And a lot of these YouTubers out here are just using this as a scare tactic to try to get you guys to buy the shoes, and so are the companies. The companies are just using it as a scare tactic. We're already in bad economic times. People are holding on to their pockets. They're being super frugal and super tight, and they're not wanting to just go spend an arm and a leg on some overhyped up, overinflated shoes. And here comes the YouTubers trying to scare you, talking about these prices are going to be so crazy. And the truth is that the prices are already crazy, and a lot of the real sneakerheads are already out of the game. I've barely bought any shoes this year. The only people that are buying shoes are basically the hype beasts, and you know what? You're gonna end up regretting it down the line, because these YouTubers have overhyped, like I said, overhyped these prices on these shoes. And then when they drop, you guys have already bought them. Like I said, I'm not going to keep on repeating myself and sounding like a damn parrot, or not a parrot, but sounding like a broken record. At the end of the day, all these guys is they're just a business. It's just a hustle. You guys, these damn YouTubers look like a damn Nickelodeon host from back in the day, where you would watch a cartoon or you would watch a show and they're sliming each other, and then every commercial in between is a toy that they're selling to kids. That's what these guys have become. They become basically just home shopping network hosts. They have all this product for you guys to buy. They're overhyping everything, and they're trying to get you guys to think that you can't live without these shoes. And at the end of the day, it's just a shoe. If you don't know, these shoes cost probably $20 to make, and then they have like their cost for shipping them over here and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, these YouTubers have them already. They've been backdooring them. To tell you the truth, let's keep it a buck. A lot of these guys are getting them off the back end of these train heists and all this other shit. We saw what was happening a couple years ago where the Memphis spot kept getting jacked, but it's not even that. In my opinion, I think that Nike and Jordan brand are shooting these directly to a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys have way too many shoes, and some of these guys, there's rumors out here, so you guys better be really careful. There's rumors out here that some of these guys are actually selling fakes, and at this point, I'm not gonna name any names or point any fingers because I don't have any hard evidence of that, but there's so many people that are saying that you just gotta say to yourself that where there's smoke, there's fire. So me personally, I'm not paying no resale this year. I have stuck to that. I've stuck to my guns. I've barely bought any shoes. I can't even get my hands on GRs. There's probably 3 or 4 shoes on my list that I'm gonna get, and then I'm not even tripping. I don't even care anymore if I don't get these shoes. But the thing that I do care about is preserving the culture, and I wish it was the way it used to be. It used to be the only thing that was stopping us from getting these shoes was really if we were poor. We were poor, we were broke growing up. We seen kids having them, we seen the commercials on TV. We remember the song, "You Want to Be Like Mike," and we remember watching them. If you're an OG, if you're young, you don't remember that. But the only thing that was stopping us was that we didn't have the money for them. They would sell these shoes out, and then they would wait for the manufacturer to make more and ship them to them. That's why you know it's all a game. That's why you know it's all a game to build hype, to continue to make this shoe, to make these brands popular and make you want them. And then here comes the sneaker YouTubers, these fake ass vultures that are nothing but basically scammers. They're basically finessing you, making you think that you gotta get these shoes or it's the end of the world. And it's really not. It's really the end of the world if they don't sell these shoes. So I want to kind of come on here and maybe propose something to you guys, because you know what, we are living in a new age. We're living in the internet age, and the internet is the reason why things have gotten the way that they are, because everything's online shopping, which makes it hard to get because there's so many people trying to get them. They've limited shoes in the stores, and these sneakerheads out here, they know what it is. And basically, I just want to say this is the truth right here, what it all comes down to. Excuse me. The truth is this: if we all came together and we stopped buying these shoes at an inflatable price, which clearly a lot of us have, because that's why StockX played that little game with those prices through the roof, and then you look at the back end on the market data and they're not there anymore. So somebody is going in, if you watch my last video, my theory was that they're buying them and then they're canceling them and they're trying to force the price to go up because we're not buying them. The truth is that these shoes are getting overhyped and a lot of people are sitting on inventory and we're not buying them. And that's why for a lot of these shoes, with the exception of a couple pairs, the prices have dropped. And if we continue to do that, that's what will happen. All these sneaker YouTuber resellers and all these resellers will be sitting on an inventory and they'll be forced to drop the prices and sell them so that they can get their capital and they can go ahead and they can turn around and they can keep their business going, or they're gonna have to just get out the way and stop doing it. Now, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have brought this up in the past, and the truth is they always say, oh, that'll never work because there will be certain guys that'll still buy the shoes. And that is true, there will be a couple, but you want to know who's really on that the toughest? The actual sneaker YouTuber resellers are the ones that are telling you that it won't work. And you know what? The internet age is a motherfucker, because if you remember back, the internet can get anything. You can get organized on this thing. We could really hashtag no resell the shit out of this, and I wish a couple people would just hit me on IG and see if we could start some sort of campaign, because I remember back in the day when people would do certain things and it would work. If you guys remember, this is irrelevant to the sneaker world, but there was a time when everybody was talking about invading Area 51 and a whole bunch of people from all over the world showed up. Now, nothing happened because the military came out there and basically said, if you guys come up in here, we're gonna knock some heads off. But the internet was powerful enough to get people from all over the world to show up, and it just turned into a big ass party. But it showed the power, and we all come together and we all try to make something happen. And if we all really got together on some hashtag no resell, we could bring these overinflated prices back down, and we can get back into the culture where we can actually get our hands on our shoes. And it's not about resale, and it's not about hype, and it's not about overinflating prices and trying to get over on these young kids that don't know any better. The game has turned into a joke. These sneaker YouTubers that you're watching, they're not for you. It's a business. They're finessing you. It's all about their pockets. So at the end of the day, I just want to say hashtag no resell. Somebody get at me in my IG. My IG is OG Trap Jordan official. You know what? I'm gonna put it up here. I can't even remember what it is, but I'm gonna put it right here for you guys. So get at me. Let's get organized. Let's stop this bullshit. Let's get back to the culture, and let's push out the vultures, because these guys are ruining the game. And I remember when it was fun. It's not fun no more. It's bullshit. We're all going on sneakers app taking L's, and when we want these shoes, we can't even get our hands on them because these sneaker YouTubers, the ones that pumped them up and made them so hype, have hoarded all the pairs, and you can't get them unless you pay these inflated prices. And the games are getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point where a lot of us don't even want to do this anymore, and I want to take back the culture. So before I get out of here, I'm gonna say hashtag no resale. Somebody get at me and let's get organized. But with that, if this is your first time watching my channel and you're feeling it, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you can get notified every time I drop one of these bangers. And remember, every shoe is not a must cop. So support the culture and not the reseller. I'm OG Trap Jordan, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.